Hi, good afternoon. Welcome once again to another exciting moment with Rango Samaila. I want to welcome you once again. Um, I am hopeful that the last video I uploaded was actually helpful to you all. I got some feedback and it was interesting to get those feedbacks from those who have actually gone through it. Uh, it's an indication that we have learned, uh, and that's one of the ways of building our vocabularies. So I'm excited, and I hope as we go through this class again, you will find it interesting. We are still sticking to our topic, which is synonyms and antonyms. However, before we go forward, I would like to um, just bring to our notice that we may not actually continue with this system of using past question papers to deal with some of the topics we may be dealing with. This is because I do not really encourage students to be overly dependent on past questions. As good as it may seem, um, and also to say that it is not totally untrue that questions are being repeated on a yearly basis, but the questions may not be repeated the same way as you may see it here. And when you prepare based only relying on your past question paper, you may be stranded. um, because most times students tend to cram when they use past uh, a question, thinking that whatever they find here may be repeated in the exams they are preparing for. However, what I do is to encourage my students to study based on the syllabus provided by the exam body. It involves studying smartly, taking a particular topic and study some of the key aspects of those topics. That way, you will find logical ways of addressing any question that may pop up. Just in case the questions you have prepared for were not repeated, you wouldn't be stranded in any way. For example, let me give us a little hint before I proceed. If I'm dealing with sound in the class and I have to talk about the monotongues, what I do is give the students logical ways on how to differentiate between sounds. For example, when you have the short E sound and the long E sound. Now, I bring out words based on their spellings, like words such as sit, S-I-T, pit, P-I-T, um, pin, P-I-N, sin, S-I-N. All these are words that fall under the short E sound. I can also bring up examples such as marry, carry. Now, most of those words that ends with Y, most at times have E sounds, and it falls under, or they fall under short E sound. Now, I also bring examples from the long E sounds, such as seat, S-E-A-T, T, um, feet, feel. That's in that way they will be able to deal with sounds. When they see this one, they know, oh, this definitely does not belong to this sound, and this definitely does not belong to the other sound. I also bring out some of the words that are quite different. For example, market. When you have people pronounce it as market, but actually it has a short E sound, such as market. The E there, the E there, K-E-T, is actually short E sound. The E in between K and T is actually short E sound. And I also bring examples of long E sounds that are quite different, such as key, K-E-Y, and B, such as B-E. They're actually long E sound, not the B, such as B-double-E. However, when students are able to study based on the syllables provided, it gives them an edge over those who have actually crammed. So it is in view of this that I may not totally be dependent on the system. There may be times that we just have to use the board and write and give relevant examples based on the topics treated at that moment. So don't cram. Study your past questions. They are good, but don't be over reliant on them. So welcome once again. We will be treating 5 questions as we did in our previous video. So we took from question 36 to 40. Today we'll be looking at question 41 to 45. We are still dealing with synonyms and antonyms. So we will proceed. Question 41. Ndeni gave a flawless speech at the party. Hey, someone might be thinking, is that how to pronounce that name? Well, it is not an English name, and like my HOD will say, it is the person with the name that knows how to pronounce his or her name better. So pardon me and forgive me if I actually don't pronounce that name as it should be pronounced, because this is an English language class and not an African language class. So Ndeni gave a flawless speech at the party. Word of emphasis, flawless. Like I said in the previous video, for you to be able to deal with synonyms and antonyms, you must know the meaning of that word, and you must have words that are actually synonymous to that word. At least 2 to 3 words that are synonymous to that word. It helps you to know what that word means in the context in which it is used. So when we talk about flawless, we are talking about something that is actually faultless, something that is actually perfect. So flawless is our word, and we are looking at the opposite of flawless. So the meaning of flawless means to be perfect, to be faultless. Therefore, the opposite of flawless or faultless is, okay, option A, we have wonderful. No. Question B, careless. Definitely not the answer. Question C, option C, sorry, not question. Option C, uninteresting. No. And option D, an imperfect speech. So when we say something is perfect, the opposite of being perfect is what? Imperfect. So definitely our answer there is what? Option D. The antonyms of flawless is what? Imperfect. Okay, can we proceed? Now, let's move to question 42. Beneath Ado's gruff exterior, he is really very kind-hearted. Beneath Ado's gruff exterior, he is really very kind-hearted. Ado's gruff exterior. Hey, I can pronounce Ado Why? Because I want to assume Ado is a northern name, and I've spent so much time within the north to be able to pronounce it correctly. So, Gulf. What do we mean by Gulf? When we say something is actually Gulf, we mean it is what? Insolent, impatient, unfriendly, and silliness. Insolent, impatient, unfriendly, and silliness. So it could be, or it is safe for us to say that beneath Ado's impatient exterior, or within Ado's, or beneath Ado's silly exterior, or beneath Ado's unfriendly exterior, uh, he is really very kind-hearted. So, knowing what Gulf is and the synonyms of Gulf, I think our answer is clear to us. So, nice, option A. Option B, harsh. Option C, rough. Option D, gentle. So when we say somebody is impatient, somebody is unfriendly, it is safe to say that that person is what? Nice, in the opposite way. So beneath Ado's Gulf exterior, he is really very kind-hearted. So our answer is definitely A, nice. Nice is the opposite of Gulf. Okay? Nice is the opposite of Gulf. So, moving forward, question 43. The captain says sports is being debased by commercial sponsorship. The captain says sports is being debased by commercial sponsorship. What is our word of emphasis there? Debased. Debased. So what do we mean by the word debased? Brought low, degraded, and abased. When we say something is debased, it means that thing, it has been brought low, or that thing is actually being degraded. Therefore, our answer will be, okay, let's take the options then. Option A, localized. Option B, perverted. Option C, elevated. And option D, overvalued. So what is our answer? Definitely option C, elevated. When something is being debased, brought low, the opposite of bringing something low is to what? Lift it up. So elevation actually has to do with what? Being lifted. Lifting something up. So definitely our answer is what? Elevated. Don't lose focus. We are still dealing with antonyms. However, it is important to know the synonyms of the word you are dealing with. It will give you the best way to actually deal with the opposite. So our answer is definitely elevated, which is option C. Question number 4. Governing a country is not always as straightforward as people sometimes imagine. Governing a country is not always as straightforward as people sometimes imagine. Word of emphasis, straightforward. Straightforward. So when we say something is straightforward, we mean something is what? Easy, direct, forthright, sincere, and frank. You hear people say, I'm a straightforward person. it means that person is an easy person, a forthright person, a sincere person, a frank person, an uncomplicated person. Are those synonyms okay? Alright. Now, judging from these synonyms, it's easy for us to pick our answer. So, the opposite of straightforward, we have option A, complicated, B, troublesome, C, untoward, and D, irksome. Complicated, troublesome, untoward, and what? Irksome. Now, when we say something is straightforward, we mean it is uncomplicated. Therefore, our answer to that word is what? Complicated. Whatever is straightforward, the opposite of it is what? Complicated. Is that okay? Alright, to our last question for the day. Question 45. The crowd was very receptive to the speaker's suggestions. The crowd was very receptive to the speaker's suggestion. So what is our word of emphasis? Receptive. The crowd was very receptive. So what do we mean by the word receptive? It means to accept or to receive. So what it implies there is that the crowd received the speaker's suggestion or accepted the speaker's suggestion. So therefore, let's look at our options available. Option A, disobedient. Option B, repellent. Option C, alert. And option D, hostile. So, when you use the word receptive, the opposite of receptive is definitely what? D, hostile. So, the antonyms of the word there, receptive, is hostile. The crowd was very hostile to the speaker's suggestion. So, we have come to the end of this video. I believe what we have learned today will be extremely helpful to us. I will look at bringing up one more video on this topic, and then we will move to another topic and probably have a shift away from this system of using past question. And this is not to say that we will not totally use past question papers again. No, we will still be using them, but we will not be overly reliant on them, so that you will not end up not having the required score you anticipate to have. So expect something new, as we hope to be dynamic in our approach towards this teaching. So expect something new. And just to say, keep improving on your vocabulary. How do you do that? Study literatures, read daily newspapers. Just read and read. While you are reading, pick out new words that you have not seen before, write them out, find their meanings, and probably make one or two sentences with those words. Then know the synonyms and antonyms of those words. It will be very helpful, and within a short period of time, you will discover that you are actually way above your peers. Once again, welcome. See you in my next class. Bye bye.